Have you ever felt your heart blossom like a flower when you received a sincere compliment from someone? A compliment about your work, a word of encouragement for your efforts, or simply a nice saying about you as a person. At that moment, we feel like we are being warmed by the sun, so happy, so confident. We want to keep that feeling forever, want to be recognized and loved by everyone. But then, just one criticism, one disparaging sentence, or one indifferent attitude, immediately the flower in our heart seems to wither and die. The smile fades, the joy disappears. We begin to doubt ourselves, wondering if we are really as good as we thought. The words of others suddenly become the measure of our own worth. Our souls seem to be built from emotional pieces, patched together by the compliments and criticisms of the outside world. A compliment makes us happy all day, a criticism makes us sad and tormented. Why is our happiness, our peace, so fragile and fragile depending on the words of others? Is there a way to build a strong inner self, a peace that cannot be shaken by the fickle winds of life? The Buddha's teachings in the Dhammapada Sutra have a powerful saying that helps us see this clearly. A wise person's mind is unmoved by praise and criticism, like a strong rock that is unshaken by storms. The image of the solid rock is a profound reminder. A rock does not need to prove its worth, does not need to change its shape to please the winds. It simply stands there firm and steadfast. Likewise, a strong soul does not need to chase after praise or avoid criticism. It understands that all words are just passing wind, all ups and downs are the natural course of life. That steadfastness is not apathy, but a deep awareness of one's own inner worth. It is the strength to keep one's mind at peace, no matter how stormy life may be. So how do you become that rock? How do you cultivate a strong, calm, and peaceful mind? One steadfast before the 8 winds, the river and the boat. This life is like a vast river. Sometimes the river is calm, the water surface is flat. That is when we receive compliments, successes, and joys. We feel so talented, so happy our soul boat glides gently on the peaceful water surface. But there are also times when the river has fierce, turbulent waves. Those are failures, criticisms, and sadness that come. We panic, fear our boat sways at risk of capsizing. The Buddha pointed out that in our lives, we all have to face the 8 winds of life, or the 8 winds: praise and criticism, gain and loss, honor and disgrace, happiness and suffering. They are like impermanent winds blowing in and out, and we cannot stop them. So what is inner strength? It is not the ability to stop the wind from blowing. That is impossible. True strength is the ability to keep our boat from capsizing when the wind comes. Imagine a story about a friend named N. N is a young, very talented artist. When N's first work was praised by experts and received public acclaim and felt like she was flying high. Each compliment was a seed of happiness sown in N's soul, watering N's confidence to grow, and worked harder, feeling that he was on the right track and that his talent was priceless. But then, with his second work, unfortunately, it was met with harsh criticism. A few negative comments and criticisms on social media caused N to completely collapse. The once happy and confident child suddenly became timid and evasive, and could no longer paint because every time he picked up a brush, he heard those criticisms ringing in his ears, and was stuck. Why? Because N had placed her happiness and self-worth in the hands of others. Their compliments became a compass for N's confidence, and their criticisms became a death sentence for N's soul. To stand firm in the storms of life, we need to learn to observe our mind, not to follow our emotions. Be like a person standing on the bank of a river, calmly watching the water flow. When compliments come, smile and accept them, but don't let them make you arrogant. When criticism comes, listen if they are true, but don't let them make you fall. Ask yourself, this emotion that comes and goes, is it the real me? The practice of mindfulness is the anchor that holds our boat. When a strong emotion comes, whether joy or sadness, stop for a moment, take a deep breath. Feel the discomfort in your chest when criticized, feel the relief when praised. Acknowledge them, then let them pass like clouds drifting in the sky. You are still you, still here, steady, not blown away by any wind. There will always be wind in life. Our job is not to pray for the wind to stop blowing, but to learn to hoist the sails and sail steadily. 2. The power of restoration, the hand and the flame. Many people mistakenly believe that a strong soul is a soul that never falls, never feels hurt. That is not true. A strong soul is not a Superman who is never sad. True strength lies in resilience, the ability to get up quickly after falling. How do you get that power? The answer lies in one simple truth: understand what is within your control and what is not. Think of an example. If a friend says something unkind about you, those words, those thoughts are completely out of your control. You can't get into their mind and change their mind. But what is in your control? Your reaction to those words. Imagine you are holding a hot coal. That coal is the negativity that someone is throwing at you. If you hold on to it, you will get burned. You will be hurt. You will be hurt. But if you calmly look at it, recognize it as a hot coal and slowly let go, you will not get burned. Letting go is a conscious response, a choice. The story of an again. Instead of being hurt by criticism, and can ask herself, can I control what others say? No. Can I control my reaction? Yes. And can choose to become angry, sad, and can choose to look at the problem more objectively. Is there any truth to that criticism? Will it help and improve? If so, and will accept it as feedback. If not, and will let it go, not letting it hurt her anymore. Resilience is also reflected in another mindset, problem solving. When a problem arises, we often panic and become confused. We ask ourselves, why me? Why are things so bad? We identify with the problem, making it a part of us. But a strong mind will know how to separate itself from the problem. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? They will ask, this happened. What is the real reason and what can I do to solve it? They see the problem as a problem that needs to be solved, not a tragedy of life. They dig deep into the root, find the cause, and find the solution. Because they know that every problem can be solved if we keep a clear head and a peaceful heart. Remember, strength is not about never falling, but about getting up every time you fall and learning to get up faster and stronger. 3. Love and compassion for yourself, the trash can and the garden of the soul. We often think of strong people as being fierce, irritable, or showing toughness on the outside. But that is not a sign of strength, but of weakness. Anger and negativity are signs of a wounded and out of control soul. True power ultimately comes from compassion and love for yourself. Imagine your mind as a lush garden. Would you like your garden to be filled with fragrant flowers and fruit, or filled with trash? Every day we go out into the world and inadvertently pick up all kinds of trash. Negative words, judgments, anger from others. We put it all in our mind's trash can and bring it home. 1 day, 2 days, that trash can fills up, smells bad, and pollutes the whole garden of our mind. Loving yourself is the act of refusing to accept that garbage. When someone brings anger and negativity to you, you can say to them gently in your mind, "Thank you, but I won't take it. I love myself and I want to keep my soul clean and peaceful." A strong soul will not allow others to dump trash on them. They understand that inner peace is priceless. They know how to protect their energy, not letting it be worn down by toxicity from others. To practice this, you can start with a small habit. Every morning when you wake up, as soon as you open your eyes, sit quietly for a moment. Silently say to yourself a simple sentence: no matter what happens today, no matter what anyone says, I will not take those negative things to heart. I will love and protect myself. Just as we care for our bodies, we need to care for our souls. Clear out negative thoughts, remove toxic emotions, and water our inner garden with love and appreciation. So, to build a strong mind, we don't need to be tough. We just need to learn how to be steadfast in the face of life's storms, knowing they are impermanent. Be flexible in facing difficulties by focusing on what you can control. And above all, love ourselves so that no negativity can invade our peace. After all that we have explored together, perhaps you have realized one thing: inner strength is not something that you have to force yourself to achieve. It is not toughness, nor is it indifference to the storms of life. True strength is stability, it is peace. Think of it this way: a strong mind is not a fierce warrior, but a safe home. That home is built on 3 solid foundations. The first foundation is stillness in the face of all the winds of praise and criticism, gain and loss. You know that everything is impermanent, and you don't have to run away from it or avoid it. The second foundation is flexibility. You know what belongs to you and what doesn't. You focus on mastering your own reactions, not trying to change the outside world. And the last foundation, the most important, is self-love. You know how to protect the garden of your mind, not allowing any negativity to invade that peace. When all 3 of these foundations are solid, you will no longer fear the storms of life. You will understand that no matter how rough the waves are out there, you still have a place to return to, your peaceful home. You will no longer need to seek validation from others because you have found your worth in the deepest place of your heart. Hopefully, through this story, you will realize that we don't have to be strong in a rigid way. We can be strong in a gentle way. Strong enough to accept, strong enough to let go, and strong enough to love ourselves. Take a moment of silence right now, take a deep breath and smile to yourself, because right now you are starting to build that peace. May you and all of us find true stability and happiness right in our own spiritual home.